Hey guys and girls, I'm Linksword123 and welcome to the documentary of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode we was looking on the next two beta stages of developing Ocarina of Time, and these was very awesome because we couldn't see any kind of the same thing as we got in the retail version, so these was a total new game. Anyways, today's video is going to be about one beta stage only because it's a very huge one. It's not that much beta in this because it looks pretty much as a retail version, but on screenshots and especially on all of our gameplay videos, because there is a lot of gameplay videos here, there we can see some few differences. For example, the in-game HUD, some of the areas is actually changed, and for sure we got some rooms or areas, some kind of parts around Hyrule which isn't released in the final version. So this is a very interesting stage, so let's begin. Okay, so as I was saying, this is a very huge stage of developing Ocarina of Time because this was pretty much the final beta stage of developing Ocarina of Time. So, as you can see on this video, which is just a little preview of what we're going to see in today's video, then the game looks pretty much as the retail version. But as you can see on the in-game HUD, for example, the A and B button is just changed. They are reversed. This is pretty cool, and this can actually be restored in the retail version by using GameShark codes once again. As you can see on this screenshot and even this little video, it looks pretty much like the same version, but this one is the retail version just used with some GameShark codes. So this is really cool, and I really love to recreate some beta stuff in the final version because it feels much more like a whole new game just to change the in-game HUD. So anyways, as you can see on all this, that was just the in-game HUD. We didn't got any kind of new items or anything like that in the in-game HUD. The A and B button is just reversed. So that was a pretty fast talk, right? But if you look on this screenshot, which will be the very first one that I will be talking about, then you can see Link is standing in Temple of Time. Woo! So you can see there are some Japanese letters on the B button, and yeah, that's just it. It's nothing huge, okay? So the Temple of Time looks pretty much like the one we got in the retail version, but there are some few differences also. You can see on the A button that Link's sword, which should be the Kokiri sword, looks pretty different. This sword looks pretty much like some kind of a sci-fi sword, and it looks pretty cool with this little yellow stone in the middle of the actual sword, and it looks really nice to me. You can see this icon which is found in the game's files, the retail version's files, which is the same icon that were used on this screenshot and all the other screenshots from this stage. So that was pretty cool. This was a whole new sword. I think it is a Kokiri sword still, but yeah, I never know. If you are really closely looking in the background, you can see the Triforce above the Door of Time. Whoa! The Triforce is reversed, or it's actually upside down, and I don't know why they made this like that, because it fits nothing to the actual temple. It looks really stupid to me, because it's the Triforce, for God's sake. Don't put it upside down. What the hell? What is going on, man? I have no idea why they did this, but I don't know. It's pretty stupid. You can also see on this little movie here, which is from the in-game, which is actually gameplay, woo! From a cutscene though. But yeah, the Triforce is reversed or upside down, and it makes no sense, seriously. Another thing which is very cool is that Nintendo finally added Young Link to the game. This was the very first stage of developing with Young Link, so that's another thing, and that's a whole new game actually, because now they got more story in it. It means that Young Link is put it into the game, and now he should be able to visit some of his child dungeons, for example the Dongo's Cavern, Deku Tree, and inside Lord Jabu Jabu's belly. We also got screenshots from all of these dungeons, but I will be talking about them a bit later on. You can also see on Link's model, which is totally the same as the one we got in the retail version. But if you look really closely on the color of the tunic, then it's much greener, light green, than the actual retail version. You can see a little comparison here, which is pretty good actually, because you can really see this is a much lighter tunic than the one we got in the retail version. I think it's pretty cool that young Link actually got a whole new tonic color, because it fits much better for a child, because it's much brighter. Because if you look on the adult version of Link in this beta version, then you can actually see the tonic is the same color as the retail version. So yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but I think it's a pretty good idea to have two different types of tonics, because adult Link got a whole 3 tonics, which is green, red and blue, but young Link only got one color, and it could be pretty cool to have a light and green tonic, right? As you can see on this screenshot, that Link is standing on a warp pedestal, and this is a very early looking one, because you can see it's just a square with a medallion in the middle of it. It looks nothing like the one we got in the retail version again, but yeah, I don't know, it fits badly for this game, seriously. It's just so, yeah, it's so promo builded, seriously. It's ugly, seriously. You can also see on the Door of Time, which has another texture on it, which is a green, pretty much a green texture on it, and it looks nothing like the actual Door of Time as we got in the game, the retail game. I don't know why they put green textures in it, but I think it looks stupid. So Temple of Time, no, it doesn't pass the test for an original Zelda dungeon, seriously. There are tons of screenshots from this development stage, so I will just take my favorite ones and analyze them pretty fast, and then we will be able to take much more into this video, okay? If you want to see all of them, you can just go to the link in the description to Beta of Time, which is my website, where you can see all of the screenshots, videos, get information much more than I can give you, and yeah, just check it out, make sure to do it. Anyways, the next screenshot will be from the Hyrule Castle, and this looks pretty much like the retail version once again, but we can see that Link is standing in front of a guard, but these 2 guards are actually guarding the entrance to the castle. So in the retail version, Link will be thrown out to the gate, to the entrance to the castle, so he won't be able to stand in front of them. But in this beta version, Link is actually able to stand in front of them, maybe to gain some respect from them, so he can be able to sneak into the castle. As you can see on these screenshots that are running on the screen right now, you can see a clear look of the forest temple, and the forest temple looks pretty much like the retail version, except for one thing. On this screenshot you can see 2 new enemies in the middle room of the temple. Whoa. You can see these 2 flying skulls with the flames on it. Yeah, they have never been added into the actual game. There was in the side rooms to this room some of these hallways, but in the middle room the only enemy that was able to spawn here was the Poe, the purple Poe I think it was, and yeah, that was the only enemy. But this time 2 new enemies was added, but you can still see these torches. That was what I said. Seriously, sorry for fucking up there, but you can see these torches is actually appearing in this beta, so these Poes was probably able to be catched still, even though these enemies still was in the middle room. Maybe, that's pretty interesting. If I gonna analyze the in-game HUD pretty fast, we still got this magic meter, the power meter, what you wanna call it. It's filled up now, so Link is able to use some power magic on these enemies. Nice. Link's model, pretty much the same, actually it is the same. Again, cool. The only thing that are changed on this picture in the in-game HUD, you can see his Master Sword looks a bit more early. It looks pretty much like a very simplistic one. That's the only thing. And also the bow, because it's still got these green, what can I say, green pieces in the middle of the bow, so that is pretty cool. So they kept the texture from the last beta stage to this beta stage, and that's pretty nice. And once again, the Ocarina of Time was finally added into the game, so now the game should be called Zelda Ocarina of Time as we know it today. You can also see on the 3 last holes on the ocarina, they was colored with the blue, green and red. I think the colors on the ocarina should be available when young Link was beaten one of his dungeons. For example, Lord Jabu Jabu is, for example, blue, so yeah, it's from the Sora, so might be blue, and then the blue color should be added to the ocarina. But it can also be the temples for adult Link, because Fire Temple red, the Forest Temple green, blue Water Temple, and then we got the last holes which isn't colored. So as on this point we could also be able to unlock new tunes on the ocarina. I really don't know, but it could be a pretty cool theory there. We are jumping back to young Link once again, because now young Link is standing in middle of Long Ranch. We can see that the fence in the background is actually pretty lowered now. It's only like 1 meter tall or something like that. So young Link should be able to jump over this. And that means the horses should also be able to jump over this, I think. Also that Epona was also added in the game, so it doesn't look that much earlier. It looks pretty much like the reatil version. Actually, I think it's pretty much the same model as they was used in the final version. Nice. Finally, young Link also got the slingshot, and I really like this texture. You can clearly see there is a bit difference from this icon to the reatil icon. You can see here we got some red textures on the reatil one, and on this beta it's much more simplistic, but it looks really cool, and to me it fits much better for a slingshot, because a slingshot don't have any red textures on it. This looks pretty much like one a child could make, and that's pretty nice because young Link is some kind of a child. The next screenshot comes from Hyrule Field. There is a lot going on here because we can see Epona finally was grown up and Link got out of Long Range with it. So yeah, this means that the reatil version's story should actually be in this beta too. It looks really cool to see Link and Epona standing in front of each other, and just, yeah, it's pretty iconic thing to watch when you are a Zelda fan, okay? As you can see on the minimap here in the right side, it looks pretty much like the map you got in the manual of Ocarina of Time. You can see this is just taken out from the actual map. You can see it here, and it's pretty much cooler because I think it's much more detailed, maybe, because the original, the reatil one, just got a kind of sketch of the actual area you are moving in. So it's, yeah, I think it fits much better for this because it's a map, it's not a SketchUp for the game, right? So it's pretty cool. We can also see this fence in the side of the little river here in the middle of Hyrule Field. It looks pretty cool. I don't know, it feels pretty much like it's just filled up and pretty much, yeah, there's no place to move in. I don't know, I really like just to jump down in the water in the reatil version, so yeah, move that fence for real, man. We can also see the bumps and the Deku-nuts. Yeah, they got the same texture as the reatil version, so nothing changed there. I don't know, in the background you can see the entrance to the market. I don't know if the bridge is broken, because on some few videos, I couldn't find it yet, but I have seen a video where Link rides Epona into the market, so yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It could be cool if the bridge wasn't damaged by Ganondorf, that little prick. Okay, so the next 4 screenshots are the baddest resolution ever, because you can see here that, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it looks like Link is just riding Epona on this kind of a little sandway, maybe. It's just some kind of a very, very early model of Long Range. Maybe some people means it's Long Range, I don't know. I probably think it's just some kind of a test area, but if you can really try to analyze these screenshots, then you can see there is a lot of grass in the sides of this little sandway here. So it looks pretty cool, but yeah, it's a very flat area, so I don't know what's going on or where this should be, because as we could see on the minimap on the last screenshot there, it was looking pretty much like the retail version. So where the hell should this place be? I have no idea, but if you look on this lower one here on the right side, you can see Link is just standing with Epona. Actually, he is still on Epona, but there is something happening in the background. I don't know what this should be. Maybe some scarecrows, I don't know. We also got a little tree there. Looks pretty early actually. Also, the sword texture looks a bit different than the other screenshot that I got from this stage. I don't know if I just misplaced these screenshots from another stage, but I can't barely analyze anything from this. So I think these are going to be from this stage, but they are sadly really badly resolution. Okay, so this screenshot shows us a clear talk between a Goron and Link. The text box looks pretty different from the retail version, because this looks some kind of a sky, maybe some kind of a just white texture, but it looks some kind of a thinking box, you know. So that I don't know the idea behind this. Anyways, it's Japanese and I can't try to even analyze this because I don't know what the Goron says, but it looks pretty cool, and even the Goron looks pretty early actually because of its head. It looks, yeah, it just looks like a very early model of a Goron. I don't know what's going on else on this picture. I think the screenshot is taken from the Death Mountain, because we also got some other screenshots from this area, and yeah, I think it's the same Goron, because if you look on this screenshot here, you can see Link is standing in front of the Goron. A little change here is the bump here is just misplaced, because the retail version doesn't show us a bump right here, but it doesn't matter, because try to take a look on the Goron. Its head looks pretty weird because it's just pushed down into the body. I don't know what's going on with this model, but wow man, this Goron must be some kind of a very early build, seriously. Another thing is the minimap. Once again, we got a overlook of the actual area. It looks like a pretty cool one, because you can see some mountains, something in the sides of the actual map. It looks really cool, pretty much like the minimap we got in the manual of Ocarina of Time. Really nice. Anyways, you can see on the left and right C button we got the slingshot and the deku stick, but they got no counters underneath them, so it means that they should probably be infinity able. This could mean they should be this could mean that Link should have infinite deku sticks and also slingshot shots. This is pretty cool, because if you got a deku stick which is unbreakable, then Link would be overpowered for real, man, because the deku stick is actually having the same damage as, I think it is a big Goron sword maybe, so you should be able to kill anything with no time, seriously. Navy is also turning yellow over the head of the Goron. I don't know, because in the retail version Navy is actually turning yellow over an enemy. So this Goron might be an enemy, I don't know. Maybe the Gorons was evil, just as in Twilight Princess, where they're actually trying to roll you down in your way up to the Death Mountain, or yeah, I think it's Death Mountain, I don't know. Anyways, I don't know the color of Navy, but yeah, through the development of Ocarina of Time, Navy is changing a lot of colors, also from pink now to yellow. The next three screenshots are pretty interesting, because these shows us a very clear look of the Dongo's Cavern, because as you can see here, young Link is fighting these lizard foss, and these pictures are clearly from the Dongo's Cavern, because of these lizard foss are actually the mini boss in this dungeon. So yeah, everything says that this should be from the Dongo's Cavern. Anyways, we still got infinity deku sticks and infinite shots for the slingshot, and also, which is pretty cool, you can also see that Link is hitting the lizard foss on these two upper screenshots, and this shows us an unbreakable deku stick, because Link is hitting it more than once, as you can see here, and yeah, that's just nice. I really want an unbreakable deku stick. You can also see on the C target, which is now red, and Navy is also red, and that fits perfectly for the game, I think, because Navy when it's red, it just feels much more dangerous than just yellow, but yeah, it's probably just my opinion. Anyways, the actual target, which is a square, or just the sides of a square, looks pretty cool. I don't know, it's also a very early one. I also like the really retail version, one where it's just some triangles, 4 triangles, so they are also pretty cool. Another interesting thing is the lower screenshot, because if you look on Link's blade, then it looks pretty red actually. I don't know if this means that Link should be able to have some blood on the actual blade, but it could be pretty cool of developing Ocarina of Time if they was adding blood into the game, but still the game is rated for everyone, so they couldn't just add blood and some very brutal kills probably, but it could be also pretty cool if the sword was turning some kind of color when you was hitting an enemy. Anyways, so that could be a pretty cool idea maybe. As you can see on the American version, I don't gonna show you a little clip, but Ganon is actually throwing up some blood, but this time the blade is actually red, so it could mean that some blood should be added in the game. So the next 5 screenshots shows us a very clear look of one of the most coolest dungeons ever. These screenshots comes from a very unreleased place in Ocarina of Time, which should be called the Deepwood Shrine. Some people are saying this is just a ripoff of the Deku Tree, or a very early version of the Deku Tree, but because of some places, I think this is actually the Deku Tree. Anyways, the Deku Tree and the Deepwood Shrine shouldn't be the same place, I think, but this looks pretty much like a tree which is an actual dungeon, so this could basically be the same. Also, as you can see on the minimap, when Link is running around inside this temple, dungeon, tree, whatever you wanna call it, you can clearly see this looks pretty much like the actual Deku Tree, because we got this middle room, a little hole in the middle. I don't know, I got no idea where this place should be or what it actually is, but again, it could be the Deku Tree, really. Anyways, we can see in the middle screenshot here that Link is standing on a platform, and that's pretty cool. If you look on the door in the background, you can clearly see a P is appearing. I don't know what is going on with that P, because what does it stand for? It's not just a texture, because it's clearly a P. That's pretty interesting, because no one actually knows anything about this P. So this is a very suspected P. Nah. So anyways, we can see on this upper right screenshot that Link is being hit by this Deku Baba. Anyways, that's not interesting, because if you look on the chest here, the texture of it is very, very different from the retail version. This texture was later on used in Majora's Mask, as you can see here, and this looks pretty cool for actually a chest, because with this gold and brown texture, it looks pretty much like a very, very cool thing actually. I think this could probably be a item chest, so when Link opens this, maybe he should get some kind of an item. In this case, it couldn't be the slingshot, because on all the screenshots Link is actually having the slingshot, so yeah, I got no clue there. Anyways, we can also see on the lower left one that Link is fighting these Deku Baba, not Deku Baba, sorry, Deku Scrubs, so they were also added into the game, so that's pretty cool anyway. On the upper left screenshot, I saw this enemy, and it doesn't fit for any kind of dungeon with tree, because these was appearing as some kind of a parasite into Jabu Jabu's belly. So why are they appearing into this tree? I got no clue for that, seriously. Maybe they just tried out some different enemies just to test them out. But for fuck's sake, this is a parasite. It's not some kind of a worm for a tree, but they could probably think that this could be some kind of a worm that are eating trees. Maybe. It could be an idea, but yeah, we got Deku Babas, we got Deku Scrubs. What do you want more from me? These parasites for a tree that can even fly in the air? Nah, come on. So that was basically a very, very fast analyze of the Deepwood Shrine. I really hope that this place could be in the retail version, but sadly it didn't make it to the final version. fans have for sure recreated this dungeon as they could, because we only got these few screenshots, but they actually made the whole dungeon. And later on in some of the next episodes, I will be talking about some fan projects and even Zelda. Yeah, wait for that, because that's a huge thing. But anyways, yeah, that was a little side hop there. Side hop, Zelda Ocarina of Time, you got it? This picture also comes from the Deepwood Shrine. This shows us a clear look of a giant Deku Baba, which young Link is trying to fight. You can also see on the C target, which looks pretty much like the one we got in the Dodongo's Cavern, so it is from this version. I can't see this place in other screenshots, so for sure this is just some kind of a weird angle in the actual dungeon, but it looks really cool with this giant Deku Baba. It also got some different textures on it. This one is brown and the other ones were just blue as the reatil version, so this looks really cool because they got some different textures, so this makes a little variation in the actual gameplay. Really nice actually. So the next screenshot also comes from Hyrule Field. The only thing I will be talking about here is the right C button, because as you can see, Link is some kind of fluting in his actual hand here, and this should indicate that Link is trying to call Epona. I don't know if you can use the Epona song on the Ocarina, but if you look on the right C button, if you can just take a little look because it's very pixelated, then you can see Link's reed. It's not Link's weed because you don't smoke this, but this Link's reed is two actual leaves that should be able to call Epona. Just like in Twilight Princess, where Link can pick up these flowers and then call for Epona. Pretty nice. I really like this idea because it could mean that Epona should be able to just move to you whenever she or he, I don't know, is Epona a girl or a boy? I don't know. Nah, anyways, Epona should appear at your side if you was calling through Link's reed, and that's a pretty cool idea, I think. As you can see on this file, Link's reed can actually be found in-game files from the retail version. Still, it looks really cool, and this is a much better resolution picture, or icon, in-game picture, whatever you want to call it. And then, yeah, there you can get a very close look at it, because on this screenshot, yeah, you can barely see anything, sadly. Okay, so this screenshot shows us a very clear look of some of the sideways for the market town. Nothing is actually changed. I know this is from a beta stage anyways, but as you can see on the lamppost in the background here, then it makes it a pretty cool thing, because these lampposts should probably be lighted up at night in the market town, and that is really nice because, yeah, this makes the gameplay much better, I think. Anyways, these lamppost wasn't actually appearing in the final version. I don't know why. It could probably fit pretty well for the market town, but also I don't think in this medieval world, Zelda, they don't got lampposts, seriously. But yeah, it's also pretty cool. I don't know. Just add them into the game, right? For God's sake. Okay, so I don't know if any of you comes from a European country, because if you look on this art box, box art, whatever you want to call it, then you can see on the background of this box from Ocarina of Time when it came out, then you can actually see here that Link is actually opening the door of time, and that's just it, right? No, because if you look really closely, I hope you can really take a look on this very badly resolution screenshot, then it's actually adult Link that are opening the door of time. What? Yeah, this is really weird, because adult Link opens the door of time. It makes really no sense to me, and also the Triforce is also not upside down anymore, so it's also changed. It's pretty weird that they are trying to sell the game when it actually came out with this fucking screenshot, because it makes no sense, because it's not true. It's a false screenshot. I don't know if they just used some GameShare codes to make some few screenshots for the box art, but it looks stupid because Why the hell is Adult Link trying to open the door of time? He needs to get the Master Sword just to be adult, so this makes no sense. For God's sake, Nintendo. So the next screenshot shows us a very clear look of Link that are getting one of the medallions. This time it's the light medallion, but the only difference there is with this screenshot to the retail version is the medallion looks really early. Actually, it looks so early that the actual model, the 3D model of the medallion got nothing. It's just some kind of a very polygon model, and it looks pretty cool, but it's also very early. You can see on all of these screenshots, or actual in-game files that are taken directly from Ocarina of Time's files, yeah, all of the medallions should actually be that simple. I don't know why it should be like that, but yeah, it's a very early build of Ocarina of Time, it's an earlier build. So yeah, the medallions wasn't even made that cool and detailed yet. You can also see it looks really nice actually, because you can see the light medallion should be this gray, shown on the picture here. But if you look on the spiritual medallion, it should actually be yellow. What? Yeah, that's true. The spiritual medallion should be this yellow and not this orange as the retail version. Pretty cool. Also, the beta shadow medallion is just black and gray. It looks really much like a shadow medallion, not this purple one as in the retail version, because it doesn't fit for the actual game. This time it's just black and gray, and it looks pretty cool actually, because as you can see, shadow and this very dark medallion fits perfectly. On the fire, forest and water medallion, nothing is actually changed, but if you look on the forest medallion, you can see it looks pretty much some kind of a wind turbine or something like that. So yeah, forest temple should actually be the wind temple, but yeah, once again, we don't have any kind of screenshot from that temple, because I don't think they even made this. But yeah, the idea was the forest temple should actually be a wind temple. And if you look on the water medallion, then you can see it looks pretty much like some of these snow, what can I call them, snow pieces? So the water temple shouldn't be the water temple, it should be the ice temple. And you can actually be able to find both the name from the wind temple and even also the ice temple in the files of Ocarina of Time in the retail version. But you can't spawn, or you can't like gain access to the wind medallion or the ice medallion. Sadly, it will still be the water and the forest medallion. This is pretty much the same screenshot as the other one, but this time Link is getting the fire medallion, and yeah, you can see the actual model is very simple. The only thing we can see is it's just the fire temple logo, or the fire medallion logo on it. So yeah, all of these medallions should be very simple, but yeah, maybe it's a pretty good idea. It looks pretty cool even though, so yeah, they doesn't need to change it actually, but yeah, they did, so yeah, nothing there, seriously. Now to my favorite part. As you can see on these very badly resolution screenshots, a Link is standing in some kind of a fountain. This place should be called the Unicorn Fountain because of the heads of unicorns here on the middle pedestal thing. And yeah, this is a very interesting place because fans over the world have tried to find this place in the actual game, because some people means that this little entrance in Sora's domain you can see on the video here should actually be the entrance to this Unicorn Fountain. But the Unicorn Fountain is pretty much like the Deepwood Shrine, an unreleased place, and yeah, there is no way to find this in the retail game. So for God's sake, just drop the idea about all of this. Maybe the little closed entrance in Sora's domain should be the actual entrance to the Unicorn Fountain. But if you even look in the behind this wall, there's nothing. There is no entrance to this damn fucking area. Come on. Anyways, I really hope that this could be restored in the game, but sadly there's no way to find this place. The Unicorn Fountain is a very early looking but still we can clearly see it looks some kind of fairy fountain, yeah, with all these fairies, not the one where the giant fairy was, yeah, laying and you can get some kind of a power up if you are playing Zelda's Lullaby. No. The place where you find all these fairies, because, yeah, there's nothing else in the background or something. There's no actual, what can I call it? Yeah, there's no place where the fairy can be at. So, yeah, this might be just spawn some few fairies for you. I don't know. Maybe it could be cool if it could do that, because, yeah, Link has full hearts when he appears at this place, so maybe it could heal you or something. Maybe. This picture also comes from a fountain, but still this is not a unicorn fountain. This should be the Great Fairy as we know it today, but yeah, this is a very early looking one. This looks pretty cool because she got wings and she looks pretty epic in comparison to the one we got in the retail version, because she's a bit slutty. Yeah, slutty. Yeah, I said it. I hope the Great Fairy can forgive me, but she really looks pretty slutty with these boobs, and yeah, she's just naked. This fairy girl, whatever you want to call it, maybe even an angel, actually got some kind of a dress on, and even these wings, which makes it look pretty epic. So this should be a very early version of the actual Great Fairy Fountain, but I think there is difference between a unicorn fountain and a Great Fairy Fountain. So yeah, maybe these two should be both added into the game. So that was all the screenshots I want to analyze for all of you guys and girls, but the next thing I need to analyze is these videos. There's not much to say and I won't slow them down, take screenshots of them, but I will try to analyze them through I watched them. So yeah, let's just give it a shot, okay? So the first one here is a very early trailer for the actual game. You can see here, rated E for everyone, to the N64 by Nintendo. And it's actually just called Legend of Zelda. I don't know if the game should actually be called Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time at the moment. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And you can also see the C targeting thing, which is a bit different. Navi actually got its own button here, which is just called Navi. And I don't know why it did this, but yeah, Navi got its own button. Now you can see it says jump, pretty nice. Sadly Link didn't got any unbreakable Deku Stick at the time, and also this infinity shots for the slingshot is also dropped at this trailer. I don't know, because this stage is a very different one from the other, because it's changing a lot in the game. So yeah, some videos might show something else than others, and yeah, that's pretty confusing. Okay, Link is finding Goma. Nice, right? Whoa, man. Just look at that C targeting thing. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, kill that. Just kill it. Kill that Goma, baby. Okay, Volvagia. Oh, sadly, man. Poor Link there. Oh my god. Yeah, kill Volvagia. Come on. The game actually lags a little bit. So yeah, that's a lot of hearts Link actually got in this trailer. So that was just one video from this development stage. Let's try to take another. So this video shows us Phantom Ganon burns up there, and the Great Fairy. Yeah, it's the Great Fairy that gives Link the power meter. You can clearly see it if you look really closely. Yeah, just look under the hearts there. Yeah, the power meter just rises up there. Whoa, it's fantastic. Finally we got actually some footage of the Great Fairy, the beta Great Fairy. I'm totally hyped. Woo! So this video shows us a very clear look of Lake Hylia. You can also see Zelda, the Zelda logo down in the left area. You can clearly see that it's actually changed. It's not the Hylian shield as in the retail version on Ocarina of Time. And we got some Temple of Time footage. Yeah, that's right. We got some Link looking around on these stones, which looks very early. They got no textures at all. Link is just walking straight up to them. Wow, nice, huh? And he didn't open the door. Might be a beta. Might be beta. This is beta. And the Sheik. Yeah, Adult Link meets the Sheik outside the chamber of the Master Sword there. Yeah, he haven't opened the door of time. So that was pretty cool, right? I got no idea what is going on in this video, but it shows us a very clear look, as close as we can get it, of, yeah, both Lake Hylia and also the Temple of Time. It looks really nice, actually. Woo! The last thing to say about this development stage is the official trailer for Ocarina of Time even got a lot of beta stuff in it, but because of copyrighted reasons I can't show you anything from it because, yeah, I might get a strike, I might get something stupid from YouTube. But yeah, that's another thing. So yeah, just try to search it up on YouTube or Google, Zelda Ocarina of Time trailer, and you will see a lot of changes. It's pretty stupid to make a trailer of something that didn't make it to the final version, but yeah, probably they was in a bit of a hurry, I don't know. Anyways, that was everything from this development stage. Yeah, there is a lot of screenshots, I know, a lot of more content from gameplay videos and stuff, but I can't show you all of it because my voice is still cracked up now because, yeah, I'm talking my ass out, seriously. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed me talking about all of this, analyzing screenshots and analyzing videos. Yeah, just getting hyped for this great fairy fountain shit. Wow, man, there's so much to talk about. So I hope you wanna see the next part of my Zelda Ocarina of Time documentary because, yeah, every Zelda fan needs to know all of this. Yeah, right? Yeah, I'm sure they need to do that. So yeah, just stay tuned for the next one and make sure to throw a like after this video because I used so many hours on it, okay? So yeah, have a nice day, guys and girls. That was Linksword123. I'm signing out now.